Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys.
Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo we love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker. Joining me today is the one and only Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. What's going on with you, baby?
Not much. Very excited because today we are going to recap some Great British Bake Off. We're in the Bravo drought, so, we're just sampling different shows to recap and have fun with. We're just sort of having fun with this moment. And we decided to revisit Great British Bake Off, which we've recapped in the past. We're just diving right in on Bread Week. We actually already started this episode. We started it. And we did a deep dive into the cast. We're like, let's talk about the cast before we start recapping. And that was so long, it became its own episode. And we decided to make that our boney this week on Patreon. So if you want to hear a deep dive about this cast, that's there at Patreon, patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. But this is the episode of the recap. This is where we're going to dive into it. Now, before we get into that, a shout out that I made on the boney, and I'll make out again here because it's on the boney. Our friend Ira Madison, his apartment burned down. He is a fellow podcaster. He was he just left Keep It, but that was his podcast for a while. He's been on this show several times. We know him both in the podcast world. We know him outside. We love this guy, and he lost everything. He lost every single thing. So
crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely it's terrible. He has a GoFundMe. It's on his Instagram at Ira the Third. Just look up Ira Madison the Third, and go help him out if that's something that you're able to do or want to do. But our hearts go out to him. We want to see him back on his feet. That way he can write cutting commentary about pop culture like he does all the time. He's an immensely talented guy. Go help him out. So Ira,
we love you, buddy.
Love
Hope
you, Ira.
Everything's okay over there. It's a good guy over there. So yeah, help if you can, for sure.
Help him out if you can. But with that being said, let's dive into. We're just starting right into the latest episode of Great British Baking Show, which is the Bread Week. So we kind of touched on Cake Week and Biscuit Week in our cast preview. So again, go check that out at patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. But right now, it's time to talk about bread. And one thing I have to say right away, something I am going to reiterate that we talked about on the boney, is I love Allison. She's our new host that came on last season with Noel, replacing Matt, who did not work for me. I'm also enjoying that they had a really big, silly Jurassic Park skit at the beginning of the season, which I was rolling my eyes at, but somehow by the end of it, I was chuckling. I'm really glad that we are not getting really skits subsequently. Like, I was happy with the big skit at the beginning, and I don't need a skit at the top of every episode. So I'm glad we're just diving in. Unlike this show, where we don't dive in, where we just talk and promise a recap. But I have to say, I'm liking that we're just getting into the episode properly.
Yeah, I kind of miss the skits, honestly. I like the Jurassic Park one. Did everybody just have a tie-in with Jurassic Park? By the way, I saw Jurassic Park because I was tricked by all the advertising. It sucked. Jurassic Park sucks now. Why do they keep making terrible Jurassic Parks? It was actually more entertaining on Baking Show than it was in the real Jurassic Park. I mean, what the hell? What is that show? What is that movie? How are they still making those? Make them better.
When they did their Jurassic Park thing, and when Noel was like, I'm going to, he said something to the effect of, I'm going to save us all. And then he tapped Allison's nose. I literally cracked up. And she was cracking up too. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, you see, that's why I like them. I think they're good. Okay, where are my notes? I had them.
We're going to dive. This is going to be we're going to dive in. I'll start.
This is a lot. This is a very dense show. A lot happens. This might be a 10-part recap. It might be 30 minutes. Who knows? But a lot happens on this show, and we have to talk about every little carb. Because ultimately, they say recap what you love, and I love carbs more than anything, especially bread. I mean, what a way to jump into this. I fucking love you, bread. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with you, bread. I'm obsessed. Even the worst bread is good bread. I will eat moldy bread. I will pull the mold off the bread. It's a vegetable. Like, I'll eat it.
Yeah. It's living. It's organic. I texted Ronnie in the middle of the night and I was like, I need monkey bread. So now it's like, this time it's bread week. The bakers face a savory signature. Get down with donuts in the tentacle and tackle a sweet bread showstopper. Who will have reason to celebrate? Who will end up feeling flat? And who will actually look at themselves in the mirror the next day and say, it's time for me to go on a high protein diet.
Yeah.
This is the Great British Bake Off.
We see everybody coming back to the tent, and Poyman, who I think we both love, but has made a few mistakes. She was shocked that she made it through to week 3. I think she was right to be. She's made a few big mistakes. And she did an incredible showstopper last week, and so that saved her. So she's back, baby. Like, Poyman's really good because she fails, but then she does really great things. And they're like, we can't kick off Poyman. She's amazing. And plus, she makes wedding dresses.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
And then
love
there's Ian. Ian's very excited. He's like, yeah, I'm feeling good about week 3. I think my bread is my strength. If I do well in any week, it'll be this week. This will be the week where I'll do well. I'm like, oh, congratulations. You just cursed yourself. If there's any time you know you're going to fail, it's going to be the week where you're supposed to be doing the thing that you're really good at. Like on Project Runway this season, the guy who was like amazing at streetwear, then when they had a streetwear challenge, of course he flopped, and he flopped big time. Like, that's just what happens. I'm sorry. You're a very sweet, lovely, small man, but this will be your failure week.
Yeah, Toby's super excited because Paul Hollywood's going to eat his bread, which sounds kind of sexual, but he's like, oh, I can't believe Paul Hollywood's going to eat my bread, which is kind of creepy. Also, Paul Hollywood has this kind of abusive nature about him where people are so afraid of him that any little thing he does, like, oh my God, it's Paul Hollywood. He's eating a mean person is eating my bread, not spitting it out. I have made it. Like the whole, like, you got a handshake from Paul Hollywood. You know, anyone else would be like, don't fucking touch me. I've seen you licking your fingers for 3 hours straight, sir. Get your hands away from me. But because he's kind of mean to people, they're like, oh my God, I'm never washing my hand. It was a Paul Hollywood handshake. You know, he scratches his nuts with those things.
I'm sick of like the over reverence for his handshake, like, because he also gives them out like a little bit too much. I think this season he actually pulled back, but last season he was giving them out left and right, and so it doesn't mean anything to me. And I'm like, why do we act like Prue is just like some slouch? Like, oh, we don't really care. Like, it's nice what Prue has to say, but like, it's the Paul Hollywood handshake that matters the most. No, I think like we should care about Prue more. I think that Prue is the one to impress more importantly. She's just a little nicer.
Yeah. So we go, and also Prue's nicer, but she also does not hold back. She'll be like, hello, I've always wondered what it's going to taste like to have a little jam. That's terrible. I wanted to die. I honestly will go to bed tonight hoping that I don't wake up after tasting it. Thank you. Like, she's
I like when
she cutting little things. It's like, damn, man.
She's like so economical with her distaste. She'll be like, oh, it's a bit of a fright. You're like, ooh, that landed so hard. Like,
I love a nice codgy from her. She's like, codgy. It's too codgy. Stodgy, codgy, plodgy, and dodgy.
But I do love when she also praises something and she like sets a scene. She's like, that, you know, take that and get some cheese and some wine, and that's what you call a good night. I'm like, yes, I want to be there with you, Prue.
Yeah, Prue lives her life. You know, she really lives it up well. She'll be like, yeah, you know, this is like after I had sex with Mick Jagger in that public restroom and I had a decent muffin on the way out. It reminds me of that. You're like, wait, what the hell did you just say? She just says everything in such a sweet little way. But
I know.
She's like, I did a line off a hooker's ass last time I had a bagel this good. It's like, what? You little minx.
So Allison is like, welcome back to the tent bakers for bread week. So for your first challenge, the judges would love you to bake a delicious, savory monkey bread. And Noah's like, yes, you have to make your own monkey bread. You can't just steal some bread off of a monkey and bake that. And they're all like, ha, 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 ha. And then I'm at home being like, ha, ha.
We'll make bread out of a monkey, which that would be terrible, wouldn't it? That would be dark. I love it. Today we'll make bread out of monkeys. Do it.
So I'm surprised someone didn't do that. The judges are looking for a well-flavored pull-apart loaf made with yeasty bread dough. I love how Allison just like punches you with her syllables. Bread dough.
Yeah, Allison's not a quiet person. Like, I think she's one of those people on the bus whose like phone rings, like she never has her ringer off, and she's like, "Hey, how you doing? Good, good. Yeah, I'm on public right now. I'm on public. Go ahead, make it quick. Don't want to bother anybody. Hope I'm not bothering you, love. Hope I'm not bothering you. It's an important one." Right. Phone bill. That's right. Am I still using that? Do I still have the watch on the same plan as the phone? Do I? I don't notice. Does this look like it's getting calls to you? Call again. Let's see if my watch rings, love. All right, call again. You know, she's just like
Right, she
constantly
does.
anywhere she is. You're like, shut up.
And her ringer is super loud, and it's always that like American Beauty theme. A dink a dink a dink a ding. A dink a dink a dink a ding. And she's like really loud, and you get mad at her, but then she does the thing that's so nice. She'd be like, and so I was talking to Susie. She wasn't answering her phone. Oh, no, she wasn't answering her phone. I was like, what? Answering your phone? I got hold on, you need the seat. You need to see. Hold on, love. 1 second. Here, take my seat. Take it. No, don't just take it. You sit right here. You sit here. I'll
You're
stand here.
pregnant,
It's
love.
okay. You
Have
just
a
sit.
seat. I'm not pregnant.
Oh.
You're pregnant. Have a seat. Don't be
Congratulations. Your first one. No, it's not. I love that for you. So then you feel shitty because she's actually being like loud, but like way more virtuous than you are.
ridiculous. Yeah, she's totally nice, but you're just like, shut up. So yeah, that's her. And she's like, basically, you can go out with this. Yes.
On your monkey marks. Get set. Bake. So now it's time to make monkey bread. And so they're all talking about like, you know, monkey bread and stuff like that. And Prue is talking about, she starts telling us what they're looking for. She's like, monkey bread is a round loaf of bread, which is made up of lots of little balls of dough. And the reason it's called monkey bread is everyone pulls a little piece off like a little tiny monkey. Fun fact, when I was hanging out with Mick Jagger in the 70s, he had a pet monkey and we would throw little balls above the monkey. That was actually where Monkey in the Middle actually began, with me and Mick Jagger. Fun fact.
And she tells Noel he's like a monkey. And he's like, I'm Pop Monkey. One of those monkeys you see in markets in Indiana Jones. That kind.
I missed that somehow when you said that.
I saw a video on, like, I don't know, social the other day where monkeys were attacking each other, like gangs of monkeys were attacking each other because the tourists were feeding one group of monkeys. And I guess the other monkeys heard about it. So they came to get some food too. And they're like, oh, hell no. You better stay the hell away from our turf. And it's like, dun-na, dun-na, dun-na. And then the monkeys went at it and there was dust flying everywhere. Monkey bread, you know, it gets violent. Yeah. It gets violent. There's going to be riots. There's going to be riots caused by this fight.
Yeah, I think so. So then Paul's now explaining. He's like, to impress me, you're really going to have to come up with something that's quite unique. I want it to taste amazing, look amazing, have a real depth of flavor in your mouth. It's like, oh, shit. I was going to make something that tasted shitty, but now that he says it has to taste amazing, I think I have to change my game plan.
God, I better get rid of my shallow cheese bread. He's not going to like that. I was going to make you some vanilla shallow bread. So thanks for the tip. So he's like, cheese, you know, that's going to be quite strong in this challenge. Cheese. And then we cut to Ian and his mullet, and he's got a lot of cheeses laid out. You know what he doesn't have? A hairnet. Listen, I don't want that little mullet-headed man leaking all over or shedding all over my food. Okay. You're making monkey bread. You need to get a hairnet on, sir. Okay. I love your mullet. Love your gravita. You need hair.
Yeah. This is monkey bread, but we don't have to have it look actually like a monkey. So let's get the hair out of there.
This is not mullet bread. Okay.
Like, all right. Well, the final finish should be a celebration of color, flavor, and a lot of seeds. Nothing and nothing but seeds, which is funny because later on someone has like a lot of seeds and they're like, it looks like the bottom of a bird cage. I was like, well, you just asked for a lot of seeds.
You literally just begged for seeds, you know? He's like, but it needs to look beautiful. And above all, it's down to the bake and the proving. And proving. Today, he's all about proving. Oh my God, he doesn't shut up about proving today. Like he's out to prove something about proving today. Everything he says is like, it's all about the proving today. Oh, well, these aren't proved very well. Huh, I can tell you failed on the proving with this one. Oh, handshake. Not a handshake. Not a handshake. It was a wave away. It was a bad prover wave away. Get away from me, you disgusting non-proving loser.
I would shake a hand, but it doesn't look like a hand has proved enough. So it's talking about proving is the one thing that makes or breaks this particular challenge. I'm like, it's every season with Bread Week. It's always proving. He's like, get that wrong in any way, or you underprove or underbake, it's going to be a problem. It's like, okay, relax.
And listen, you
So-
don't want to underprove, all right? We call that man Rod Stewart. All right, and get to it. Like, oh, that was a good one. Oh, God, that's a good memory. Unfortunately, we didn't have phone cameras back then. All right, Prue, keep it in your pants.
Well, I said to Rod, I said, if you think I'm sexy and you want my body, come on, baby, let me go. And then he just turned that into a song, and that was me.
So now the judges and hosts go over to check, it's like they're checking on progress things. So they go over to Ian Mullet first and tell us about your monkey bread, brah. And he's like, mine is going to be muddled after an Irish cheese board because you said cheese, right? So I've got 3 lovely Irish cheeses. And seeds, do you want seeds? I got cheese. I got seeds. I got seeds too. Who do seeds? You can do anything you want. Just don't ask me to put on a hairnet. I won't do it.
All right, very nice. Well, this is sort of your week, right? This is the bread. Bread's your thing, right? I'm not trying to get into your head or make you fail at the thing that you do so well, but you are gonna nail this one. You're the one to beat. You're gonna make the best bread all week long. You're gonna make a great bread for this challenge, and then also for the technical, and also for the showstopper, right? Right, little mullet man.
And he's like, yeah, my girlfriend actually told me to practice it more because she wanted to eat it more. She really focused on me eating her bread. Paul's like, oh, because she was hungry. Which I didn't really get, but they all laughed. So then we see the bread he's making. One of my favorite things about this show is the carb artwork. I mean, it's always stunning. They have these beautiful, like, drawing, I don't know what you call them. Drawings, paintings?
Yeah, like
They're
drawings,
both, right?
I think. Sketches,
But
drawing.
they're painted as well. So I don't know what you would call that mix, but they're so gorgeous. And a listener who is so amazing made Ben and I, when we recapped these back in the day, made us, one of their Showstopper challenges was making the head. What was it called? It's like the head challenge or something. You had to make
God,
the
that was a
head-
disaster.
Yeah, you had to make the head of
It was like it was a bust.
like somebody that you liked or whatever, a bust.
Cake bust.
And so she drew us our own Great British Bake Off art of our heads as cakes, which were so amazing. It's in my studio in Texas. So next time I'm
I've got
there,
mine
look
back
for it. It's
here.
always in the background. I love it.
I
It's still one of my
try to
favorite things.
rotate. Should I try to rotate so you can see it? No, you're not going to be able to see it. I'm sorry, everyone. But it's back there. It's right over my shoulder.
It's so cool. So yeah, anytime I see these, I'm just like, wow. And this one is no exception. They're all so fucking good. So this is Ian's Irish cheese board monkey bread. He's gonna have apples in there, grapes. It looks like twirly French fries. What are those down at the
Blackberries.
bottom? Roasted
Yeah.
pear. I don't know. The apple and the pear I could do without. I think, but that's just
So then Allison starts asking Ian questions about it. She's like, so when did you meet this girl then? I love talking love. And he's like, all right, Wes. First week of freshers in uni. She's like, first week? Yeah, first week in the wee bar. And we were both sitting down and we were both like, do you want to get a drink? And we were both like, sweet, let's get a drink. And then I stood up and I finished here. And then she stood up and she kept on going. She finished all the way up there. She's like, oh, so she towers over you? She's like, yeah. And how does she mind having a little man? Which is so funny. Does she mind having a wee little man that she can put in the pocket?
I'm a short king. I'm a short king. It's like, oh, I love a short king, doll. Love a short king. So now we go.
It's like, I'm a short king. You're so cute. I'm a short king. Look at me with my little mullet, a short mullet king.
Yeah, because she's a big, tall woman too. You know, this Allison. So she's like, how's that working out for her? All right, might take a page out of her book, eh, love? Yeah, sure, king. All right, give me a ride then. He's like, okay, back away from my table. So they go up to Aaron now. Which one is Aaron?
He's the one who is
Sweater Gate?
he is the one trembly. Yeah, he's the one. He's the king of hobbies.
Oh,
You know, he's the one who's learning
insecure
French. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's always about to cry, this guy. He's
Versus-
like, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm good enough to be here. And then he makes something amazing. And then he cries. And he's like, oh, I made something amazing. Oh, my God.
He's making a bread that has yeast extract, which was funny. They're not allowed to say Marmite, I guess, because that's what it was. And that's obviously what the bottle was, but they had to like put a blank label on it. So it's just yeast extract. Says that, like, you know, what's his face? Paul hates But he's just going to go forward. He's going to do it. And then Allison is like, well, while Aaron is pinning his hopes on a love it or hate it ingredient whose brand name we cannot mention, but we hope that you understand what it is, Jessica is taking her inspiration from her favorite alfresco flavors.
Okay, so Jessica's picnic season monkey bread. This one is intense. Walnuts and blue cheese. You know, you're never gonna go wrong with that for me. Okay. Walnuts,
Yeah.
creamy blue cheese, and succulent figs. So that sounds damn good. And Jessica is, let's see, what do they say? He says, you've got a lot of liquid in yours. And she just stares at him like, is that bad? And Allison's like, don't let him suck you out, love. That's what he tries to do. You put as much liquids in your bread as you want to. Paul Hollywood, liquid hater. Come on.
Love, what are you doing there? Why are you waving your hips? She's like, sorry, sometimes I just step into my Oliver clothes off alter ego. Apologies. I'll get back to Jessica.
My drag queen alter ego, Oliver clothes off. Now we go to Nadia, whose thing is like dancing in the kitchen. So she's dancing. She's like, I dance. And she's kneading her bread. Then we see Leslie kneading the bread. And she's building up gluten strands. And that's the kind of building we need in this country. You know what? I think so much could be healed with just more building of gluten strands in communities.
Yeah. So now Prue goes over to Jasmine, and Jasmine is going to be doing like an olive and rosemary one, but then also Nduja and basil, which sounds fantastic. And Noel's like, Jasmine's spicy sausage and basil fillet will be rolled into swirls and paired with dough balls filled with Kalamata olives and rosemary. Then afterwards, she's going to go jogging with the friends again because that's apparently all she ever does.
And Paul's like, have you ever tried olive and coriander? She's like, no, should I? He's like, well, yeah, it's very Cypriot Greek. So, yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for dropping that, Paul. Okay.
Thanks.
Can you just appreciate everything she's putting into this bread? It's a lot going on here. Okay. We don't need you like walking around telling everybody already how they failed. He's like, you've got too much liquid. You don't have enough coriander. You didn't even think of coriander. Like, for Christ's sake, man, let them make their bread.
We don't need your whataboutism. If she says she's making olive and rosemary, you don't have to come in and say, what about olive and coriander?
Yeah, this
she wants to
isn't
do
fucking
olive and
Gwyneth
coriander.
Paltrow.
She do olive and coriander.
This isn't Gwyneth Paltrow and sliding doors. You're like, have you ever thought, what if I chose a different path? Yes. And you know what? They're both fucking Gwyneth at the end of the day. So just shut up and eat your slice of Gwyneth.
He was just bragging. He's just bragging that he knows what Cypriot bread tastes like. He's like, oh, I know what Cypriot Greek bread tastes like. Well, congratulations. This is olive and rosemary. Okay. That's going to be delicious. Get over it.
While Jasmine is sticking to tried and tested Mediterranean, Poyman is going for a more exotic ingredient. She's over there cooking with fucking wedding dress scraps. She's like, oh, this woman was a real bridezilla.
So she's got morning glory. And Al's like, what's morning glory? And Poyman says it's a Chinese vegetable. And Paul's, well, it's a bit limp. And then they all start giggling. He's like, what? And Prue's like, stop that. Stop that. It's funny, a bit limp is what I told Rod Stewart after he tried to do me. After he sang Maggie May once. It's not a good story, but it's relevant to the moment.
She is making festival basin monkey bread with coriander, red beans. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Red beans, ginger, curd, pesto. So this one sounds crazy, and it has like big floury things coming off of the top, which is really cool.
So
This
she's got a lot of
one's
different.
Really good.
It looks really cool, but she's got a lot of ball aspirations because again, they all have to make these balls that they're going to be putting into a bundt pan. Which I also want to do this because I bought like 3 different bundt pans. I was like, these are all so cool. I'm just gonna make lots of fun bundt cakes, and it'll just be so fun, and that'll be like my thing. And then I like never make bundt cakes. I have these bundt pans, so I think I'm gonna make a monkey bread in my cool bundt pans. Just so you know, just letting everyone know.
I would love to make a monkey bread. It looks hard though. It looks really, really hard. I don't know if this is
fun.
the thing I should start on. I've never. Pardon me, guys. So disgusting. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just
Bueller
laughing
move.
because you had like a gasp. You're like, I've never. It seemed like
Normally I would mute or something, but that one just came on so
it was a
quickly.
fast one.
Yeah, I didn't
Fast
see
monkey
that coming
bread
on.
sneeze.
But yeah, I'm not really. I haven't proven myself. No pun intended. In the bread genre, and I don't know that I have the confidence to make it. But after seeing all of these, I just want bread filled with shit.
Yeah.
But how do you make sure it's all cooked evenly and stuff? Like, how is it not all
Just
goopy
cook
on
it.
the inside?
Just cook it, man. I don't know, but I have to say, well, that's why you're doing it in a bundt pan, maybe, because the bundt pan will, there's a lot of surface area for the heat to come into. But I looked up some monkey bread recipes last night. A lot of them are actually like cinnamon roll type. Like I wonder if that's like a classic monkey bread, maybe almost like a cinnamon bun. And
but
the one
like
I would
cheesy and garlicky.
I want
and kind of
I
like
want
a
caramelized
garlic, like
onion.
a cheesy garlic nut type thing.
I want like a caramelized onion, garlicky thing with like lots of like everything bagel seasoning. That's what I would love. Just like, don't you love like a caramelized onion, like a focaccia with caramelized onions sort of in it or on it?
I love
I think that's the
caramelized
vibe
onions
that I
with
want.
anything. Yes.
I'm like starving right now.
I'm getting there now that we're
Let me
talking about
just-
this damn show.
Let me just calm myself down now from this monkey bread talk. Okay, so she is going to be making this with like morning glory and everything. And Paul's
But
like,
she
well, it
pisses
sounds
off Paul because she's like, "Oh, do you like milk bread? I hope you like it too, because it's not in your recipe book." And why not, Paul? And he's like, it is actually. And she's like, "Oh, sorry." So that was a huge fail because, ouch,
yeah.
I don't know where she got that little
Paul.
factoid. Some PA probably set her up with that. Like, oh God, Paul doesn't even have a milk bread in his thing. She's like, I'm going to repeat that. Get Paul. And it failed.
I wonder if it's a lie. I almost want to look up his cookbook and see if he has milk bread in there because part of me feels
Let's
like
look it up.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Paul
I've got a service.
Hollywood milk bread.
I'm looking up. I have a thing called Eat Your Books.
Milk
You can look
loaf
up
from
recipes.
How to Bake by Paul Hollywood. Yep, it's in
Okay,
there.
well, you know what? Stop yelling. Stop yelling.
And on Reddit, there's something called Breadit, which I like. I would subscribe to that.
Wow.
I'm gonna subscribe to that. Paul Hollywood's milk loaf bread. Let's see what people say about it. It doesn't look that impressive, but I think it's because it's a homemade thing. It's soft and dense, but there's no moisture in it. Maybe more like a brioche. It was really good. His recipes are great. That's what they said.
Milk loaf. Wow. Is it like a milk? Is this bread is someone says this bread is a revelation. Is this like a milk bread the way like an Asian milk bread, or is it just a bread that's like made with milk? And is there a difference? That's what
I don't
would
know
like
because
to
the recipe is not actually in here. You want me to look at it? Because there's Country Skill blog. Country Skills for Modern Life says this bread, I have to tell you, is a revelation, a genuine flavor of my continental childhood. The first taste was one of those Madeline moments where time peels away and you're no more than 5 or 6 years old again, standing in your childhood kitchen with a slice of bread and butter in your hand. Heaven! Or like this morning in my house. I mean, what the hell? It's one of those recipe blogs where they're like, oh my God, I died. This takes me back to the time where I was 5 or 6 and I first saw Daddy come home with a bowling ball. It's like, what does this have to do? Tell me how to make the bread.
Well, I just don't know if his is just a bread with milk versus milk bread, which is like a Japanese type of bread. And that's what I don't know. Okay.
Flour, butter, sugar, skim milk, instant yeast, salt, olive oil, and extra milk. You know what? For a milk wash before baking. That's it. It's bread with some milk in it. That's it.
Well,
but it doesn't look
I think
soft like the one you're talking about. So I think
I don't
this is
know
a
if
different
it's.
thing.
I think his is just a bread that has milk in it.
Yeah.
I
It's
want to
also
say,
a pretty standard milk.
I'm getting
right?
angry. I'm getting angry now. I'm getting
So
angry
do you
because he
think-
made Poi Man feel bad, and I'm like, is
Yeah,
his
I
a
see what you
Japanese
mean.
milk bread, or is it just a bread that's milky?
Okay, well, now
I'm
I'm going to
saying?
look up Japanese milk bread. Japanese milk bread. Let's see if it looks the same.
Japanese milk bread has a whole look, like it's called
That's not the
shakupan.
same thing. No, that's
It's
like
not.
very soft. It's like kind of got like a brioche or
Yeah, it's got like a certain look.
Hawaiian roll or whatever, like buttery, fluffy top. Yeah, this is a different bread. That's what she meant, Paul.
That's what she meant, Paul.
You ignoramus.
You
okay?
ignorant milk. You milk breadist.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that he was being problematic there. I'm glad you brought
It's
it up.
actually a little
because-
bit problematic. It is.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
I
like,
don't know.
how
I
dare
guess
you? You don't. He's like, I do make milk bread. It's like, no, Paul. She's talking about the real milk bread, not your dense ass country shit. Okay.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Oh, God, I'm glad you looked
Everyone
it up
just
so I
wait.
can just apologize now and not have to apologize later.
The Great British Bake Off favorite flavors. I'm sorry, that is a cookbook. Page 250, Japanese milk bread.
But is it
Paul
by
Hollywood.
Paul? It is by
It's
Paul?
credited to Paul and Prue.
Oh, okay. Because
But
his other milk bread recipe was just regular. Okay, so you know what? I apologize, Paul. I'm the problematic one. And I can admit when
to
I'm
be
wrong.
fair, that was in the Great British Bake Off cookbook. It was not in Paul Hollywood's. Paul Hollywood has milk loaf.
Yes,
Japanese
you're
milk
right. That
bread.
was different. Okay, you know what?
So,
Still
like,
fuck
you know what?
Paul,
Like,
okay.
fuck you, Paul, 'cause
I
you're
rescind my
coasting-
apology.
It was not inherently in your tome. It was more like you got credit in the Great British Bake Off, and they probably just slapped your name on it. Let's be honest.
This is like one of those shows where I know 90% not of what I speak. And so I'm just going to go off and start yelling at people and then find out later that I was completely wrong about everything that I said. And you know what? It's something I've learned to accept over the years. So
You know what?
anyone who's hitting their steering wheel right now and calling me horrible names, you're right. Okay. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
I have to say it's Rosh Hashanah today, and I love starting off the new year by taking this stance on Paul Hollywood that he was
Milk
mixing
bread.
up his milk breads. Yeah.
Do better in the new Jewish year, Paul.
Thank you.
All right, so
Thank you.
now Noel is telling us, the judges are expecting of flavors that pack a punch. And now we go over to Natalia, who's super into bacon, guys. She loves bacon. And she's like, bacon, it's so delicious. And she's really into it. So we see her.
She loves it.
Yeah, she just loves bacon. I don't know. I don't want
And then-
bacon in my bread, but I don't eat bacon.
No, I'm okay with it. Then we go to Tom, who is our resident, very serious anal gay. He's our hot anal gay. And he's like, so today we are calling it a French degustation because it sounds fancy, I know, but really it's just some very simple French flavors. Croque monsieur inside one, French onion soup inside another, steak and peppercorns in the final one. Okay, Tom, relax. This guy being like, it's just simple flavors, just a steak and peppercorn and croque monsieur. I mean, they are kind of simple, but like that's
This
Eh.
ain't French until you put freedom fries in there. That's what I say.
until I see Gerard Depardieu's sweat glazed on top of your monkey bread, it ain't French. Okay.
But I like it because the drawing has little croissants all over it.
Yeah.
He's like, don't forget croissants. I love croissants, even though there's nothing croissanty about it. But he's not going to let you
Nothing.
forget that croissants are amazing.
So is he putting French onion soup on the inside? I guess he's just putting in a bunch of caramelized, probably brandy soaked onions.
Well, from the picture, it looks like he's doing caramelized balsamic onions or something, and as a filling, and then he's got a dip thing in the middle that you dip it into.
Sounds actually amazing.
Delicious. We need.
Sounds
to make monkey
exactly what I
bread.
want.
I actually have plans this afternoon, and I might cancel them because I'm
considering making a monkey bread. I'm not even joking.
I want monkey bread. Let's do it. All right, let's just pick one and let's have a monkey bread off.
I have a cookbook. Actually, I'm so excited because I have a cookbook that I picked up. I had it for a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I finally bought it, and I still have yet to cook from it. It's called Savory Baking because I just love the idea of that. I love savory bakes. And she has a few different monkey breads in it. And today may be the day that I finally cook from Savory Baking because this is I cannot look at these drawings of monkey bread any longer. And there's still so much more bread on this episode, but really it was about the monkey bread.
The
'Cause I don't
monkey
care
bread,
about
you guys.
I
It's
actually
all in the
rarely, can I
monkey
say,
bread.
I rarely care about the star baking thing. It's usually some over the top thing that's not a realistic bread that I would have on my day-to-day life. But it's always, I think it's the signature bake. That's the one that I really like because it's I could see this being served to me and eating it,
Yeah. Well, let's do it today. That's going to be the rest of our day after this.
Monkey bread off.
Monkey bread it is, baby. So, let's see. They don't want too much moisture in there.
I love our listeners having to be subjected to our real-time descent into monkey bread madness.
But that's what these shows do, right? Like Project Runway, you start sewing something. Top Chef is on, we start cooking things. And now I'm like, it's time to do some baking. I mean, Some of this stuff just is too incredible. Also, I would love to be one of those people who's like a cake gay, you know, who's like, oh, there's Ronnie. Like my friend Zabeth is a really good baker, and she does. She's actually really good at bread too. I'll never forget a sourdough she made one. It was incredible. I just couldn't believe someone could do that at home. And she's a cake gay. Like she brings cakes to people, and it's just such a beautiful. Like it was just such a beautiful thing to do, and everybody. Yeah. I mean, Zabeth is also a really good person and really funny, so people remember her for like her talent, but really it's all about the bread. Like if she passes before me, I mean, I think I'll skip everything about what a good friend she is and just go straight to the cakes. Because wow, you only have a limited time in a funeral, and I think I'm going to remind people like
you got to make it a tight. You got to do a tight 5. Not even type 5, type 2.
I literally just killed my friend in a recap for no reason. Sorry, Zabeth, but I love your cakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over to Nadia. The judges go over to her. Nadia's monkey bread is from Calabria, where her dad is from. And there's sun-dried tomato and black olive. And she's foraged some wild garlic.
Which is pretty cool because that means, I guess I'm assuming this was filmed in the spring because that's when you're going to get your like green garlic and wild garlic.
I need that stuff to go through the FDA first. I'm not going to have your hand-picked poop-grown crap.
But the FDA in Britain is called the Food and Darcy Administration. It's like, we discuss food and Mr. Darcy. Should he have really gotten with her? I'm not sure.
The Fancy Donuts Association. So let's see. The gay donut child.
I love the vision for this monkey bread because it's just filled with garlic and pesto, just everything, and olives, everything that I could ever dream of. And I also love how she says garlic in this way. She goes garlic. She keeps on,
yeah.
She's like,
she does.
She's like, making some garlic. I'm like, okay, all right, we'll have some garlic and let's hold back on the spit.
Yeah, she has that in her accent. I like it. So Paul's like, you nicked that from a field, did you? And she goes, yeah, an otter spool right by mine. It's good. And he's like, yeah, now I know where it is. I'm going to go steal your garlic. So
just as a recap, as a recap, the garlic that you're eating is from a place called Otter's Pool. So just know that's what's going in your mouth is some Otter's Pool garlic. An otter was swimming in this. Okay.
Another thing I really like about this show is all the prep that goes into it, because not only do we get this artwork that there's probably a whole team that does this artwork, but they actually practice all these recipes. Like they know what they're going to have to make, and they are given time at home to actually make it. It's like getting picked to go to Fashion Week before you even know you're going to be on Project Runway. You know, they're like, here's everybody do your thing before you go. So they've already practiced all these recipes, and that's why they can be so intricate and delicious.
Yeah. I just heard a thump outside, but a good thump. The thump of something arriving at my doorstep, and I'm going to have Dom bring it in because I was going to say,
I hope Zabeth didn't just fall off your roof because I just killed her in this recap.
I brought you a cake. Oh no.
Did someone mention my cakes? So what do you think it is? What was delivered to you?
I know what it is, and I want to open it up here on the thing, but I'm hoping that Dom can just bring it in so that way I don't have to step away.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah,
it's related to what we're talking about.
I love a packaging unopening. Okay, so now let's see. Nadia talks about her bread. The picture is gorgeous. Italian monkey bread, pesto black olive, garlic. And then she said they all stink of garlic in her family. And then we go over to Toby, who's...
And by the way, and I don't doubt it, because the amount of wild garlic she poured on this thing was so aggressive that I thought for sure Paul was going to have a fit later on, you know, because he's got delicate taste for as much as he talks about flavor.
I'm a garlic man. Lebanese people, we love that shit too. I mean, it's in everything. You had dinner at my house the other day. Did you wake up garlic infested? Did you smell yourself?
No, I was fine.
Really?
Well, because I'm a garlic fiend myself. I'm a garlic monster. Like, I feel bad for people who are around me. It probably comes out of my pores, but you know what? Sorry.
So let's go.
I'm a garlic brat.
To Toby. Toby is making a pesto for his, and a couple of people are making pestos today. Love a pesto. and he is trying. I don't know. He's kind of boring.
His
So
pesto
let's
we
see.
already know sucks because we just saw Nadia pour an entire foraged field's worth of wild garlic onto hers, and his is like he put like a few, like 2 cloves of garlic into a food processor. I'm like, you're not gonna she's a real Italian, first of all, and your pesto is just not gonna match up. I'm sorry, it just won't.
Yeah. Well, also in his picture, his bunt is very ridged. He's using like a very ridged thing, and it's very, I don't know, straight and narrow. When all the other ones look like big balls full of stuff, his doesn't really look like that. I need big balls full of things, Toby.
This is a deep cut, a specific cut, but his bunt pan looks like the haircut of that lady Diane who was on British Traders. Remember her who had the son?
Yes.
So to those people who have also watched that, you'll get my reference.
Oh,
if
God.
not,
That was a good show. That was a good season.
so good.
So Toby's ode to Italy will be a Parmesan topped monkey bread with porcini mushroom flavored dough balls and nuts filled with this tried and tested green pesto and red pesto. So he's like, well, right after that, he goes, I've never actually made red pesto before, you know. Okay, well, is it tried and true or not? Or is only the green tried and true? And you're just going to wing it with the red? What's in red pesto anyway?
Blood.
Fairy donut child blood.
Red pesto, well, as we all know, red pesto it's just strawberries. You know, strawberry jam. It's British. Jams and jellies and
I don't
everything.
know
Literally
red pesto.
everything. It's a jam
Let's
pesto.
learn. It's a Sicilian style
Pepper?
sauce made primarily from sun-dried tomatoes, nuts, and garlic.
Oh, I have had that, actually. I have had that.
That sounds delicious.
Guys, guess what? I've had it. You can all be impressed. I've had it.
I
No,
will
it's
be
often-
making that as well. Sun-dried tomatoes, nuts, and garlic. What kind of nuts? Let's see. Probably.
Okay, well, while you
Pine
wait,
nuts,
we're
what do
gonna
you
look that up. Wait, give me 10 seconds. The door's just on the other side of this. Give me just 10 seconds. I'm
Okay,
stepping
you
away
do
for
it.
10
I'm going to look
seconds.
at it. So I just looked up a red pesto sauce. Let's see what story comes with this one. In my years of cooking as a habits expert, I've learned that a good sauce can completely transform a meal. Okay, an ad just popped up. And sauces do not need to be complicated in order to be good. I have a few sauces that I fall back on all the time. This is a 3-ingredient. Whoa, that's crazy. Pesto rosso, or red pesto sauce, is a delightful Sicilian-inspired sauce. You know, I'm actually disappointed that this one doesn't come with a story. Like, when I was a child, I first stumbled upon red pesto. This one actually is just telling you about the pesto, and now I resent this person for not telling me a story. Like, you're not going to fucking win, you know?
First of all, update, I hurt my toe in the process of doing this. I'm opening this up because
It's almonds you put in there. That's what they use. for
almonds
red
into red pesto.
Yeah. Red pesto, almonds, garlic, olive oil. This looks amazing. Oh my
I'm
god.
doing an unboxing, a live unboxing,
Parmesan
because
as well. Basil and rosemary.
I received 2 cookbooks. The new Samin Nosrat cookbook,
Good things.
Good Things,
It's a pretty
which
cover.
is salt, fat, acid, heat. And I'm wondering, do you think she has bread recipes in here? She must.
Ooh, let's have a milk bread off. See if
Let's
she
see
has
what
a milk
she
bread in
must.
there.
She's a real bread person. Okay. Yeasted breads and waffles. She has an entire chapter. I love that she has an entire chapter dedicated to both breads and waffles. Okay.
Yeah,
367.
hell yeah, I'm into that.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, by the way. If you guys haven't watched Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat on Netflix, great documentary. Check it out. Food documentary.
Yeah.
God,
You know,
gorgeous.
I will skim through this while we recap, because we don't have to sit here and watch me turn every single page in this book.
Okay.
Do you think she has a monkey bread recipe though? Because that.
What
would
was
really
the other
be-
one?
The other one is a Thai cookbook.
Or are you only showing one thing? Now we're going to wonder what's in the box.
Because-
We're going to be like, what was the other thing in the box?
I'm only showing one thing because I'm deranged right now. It's a Thai cookbook called Lana.
Oh, nice.
So
God, your cookbook collection is
I have
intense.
to stop.
It's
I have to
huge.
stop.
It's
I've decided
great.
that I'm going to start making videos where I review cookbooks. That's what I've decided. Everyone.
That's what you should do. You definitely
Yeah.
should do that and
gonna
make
use
things
that
from
chair
the
right back there.
cookbooks. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
totally do it. Yeah,
And it
I
motivates
support
me to
that.
actually cook from the cookbooks, because I feel like you should probably have like 5. You should have cooked 5 things from a cookbook before you can speak authoritatively about it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Sure.
That sounds good. I just look stuff up on the internet. That's my cookbook. And then I memorize it and then I cook it wrong every time going forward and never get anything tasting exactly the same. So anyway, okay. So Natalia is doing her family table monkey bread. Okay. And it's going to be stuffed with cheese, bacon, onions. And guys, they're a nod to big Ukrainian tear and shared loaves.
Okay. Just was no monkey bread or milk bread in Sabine Knows Rat's new book. So really burst my bubble there.
Yeah. No debate today then. Guess that's over. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming to the show.
Okay, Ukrainian tear and share. Well, no, this is not tear and share. This is monkey bread. There apparently is a difference between tear and share and monkey bread, by the way. That comes up later.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't know the difference, but this is also technically a bread that you tear and share. So I don't know. So she makes this every Sunday, and it reminds her of the Ukraine guys. And so Noel's like, "There's still quite a bit of emotion in your bread. I love you in your bread. I love depression in bread. I love what a delicious ingredient in bread. You know what's good in bread? Loss. God, I love it. Taste.
I love
delicious.
an emotional monkey bread.
I love misery bread. Misery bread. Delicious.
So then now they go up to Leslie. Leslie's she's the gran, right? She's the one that you love. I believe it's her.
I do like her. She's not a gran, is she? We're calling
Mabel.
her a gran. Oh, that's right, Mabel. Yeah. Look what happened.
She's like,
to Mabel.
everything I do for Mabel.
Look what happened to Mabel. She has a Jerry Herman song as a daughter. Like, how do I not love this woman?
She loves Mabel. So she's making a Stilton pear and walnut monkey bread, which sounds nice. Although just not as exciting to me as all that garlic stuff that was going on with other people. And Leslie is like, so I'm gonna chop the pears up and I'm gonna mix it in with the Stilton. And Paul's like, how much Stilton? He's like, I think 120 grams. It's like, oh, 120 grams, not a lot. She's like, you think it should be more? He just shrugs. Paul, you obviously think there should be more. You just said it's not a lot. So just say it. Just say, put in a little bit more.
Yeah, because he'll be telling you in about 20 minutes that wasn't enough. So now everyone's looking at their bread, checking up, now the bread is doubled in size. Now we can shape the dough balls, guys. So let's ensure the monkey bread is bursting with miserable flavor. So we watch everybody fill their bread up. Should we just go to
the judging?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We're going to be here for
Let's
10 hours.
We
We've still got 2 challenges left.
I already stopped in the middle of this recap to go fetch an Amazon box. So they're doing the normal thing. Well, we can give a high level thing of what some of the issues that are happening. One thing is that Nadia and Poiman, their balls took a long time to finish up. So theirs had less time to prove and less time in the oven, and it became a drama. And then at one point, one of my favorite parts was when they are removing their monkey breads from their bunt pans. Like the narrator at some point, one of them says, the bakers must release their monkey balls carefully and delicately from their pans, so that way nothing breaks apart. And then it just cuts to Nadia being like, she's like shaking it like crazy. It's like, oh no. And then the balls go flying everywhere.
Toby and Aaron do not have proved bread, so they're worried. Poiman's is looking better than it did at home, so that's good. And Toby's like, something is going to have to be sacrificed, unfortunately. I've chosen my boyfriend.
Toby's straight. No, Toby's the straight is one.
You're right. Toby's a straight one. Yeah, Toby's a straight one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. Okay,
sacrifice
then I'll sacrifice
jujitsu.
I'll sacrifice the insecure gay guy's boyfriend. How's that?
So yeah, but his is not rising, which is crazy. It's just a
30
not
minutes
rising thing.
left. 30 minutes left. And so, everybody's running around. And on this show, running around means literally staring into the oven going, oh my God, please work. Please work. Please work.
Yeah, like one person's totally losing their mind, which in British means, oh heavens. So that was it. So then now it's time for the judges to judge. So they go to Ian first. We see his Irish cheese board monkey bread, which kind of looks like a big orange brain with seeds on it if you really think about it.
Yes, I'm looking at that. This one looks crazy. Irish cheese board monkey bread. This looks crazy. It looks like a mangled person with bad skin. I don't know. Here, can we show it on the? We should show it on the thing so people can see what I'm talking about. It looks it's disturbing looking, I have to say. It looks like a brain, maybe like a brain with bad skin, or like a brain with some kind of disease. Here, I'll put it up here. Share screen. Yeah. Give me the window, baby. Give me this window. Okay.
Come on, we gotta share this Irish cheese board. There it is. There we go.
That doesn't look great. Ian's, yeah, so that's Ian's. Okay, so Paul loves the setup. The bake looks great. Strong color. You can see individual bowls, which is great. And one has
I love
blue
those
cheese.
individual bowls.
I love indie bowls. Indie bowls are where it's at. So there's blue cheese and pear and fennel. And in another one, there's a harder cheese, and it has apple and caramelized onion. And for the last, there's a brie style with blackberry and rosemary. Now, he likes it because Prue likes it. Paul says it's superb. He loves the nuts in there. Okay.
Well, the nuts.
You know what? Pear and blue cheese go together. And that's just a fact.
I love your bowls with the nuts in there too. I was like, Paul, you have to listen to these words as they come out. You know what I'm also getting sick of? I'm sick of Paul that when he, actually, I'm sorry. That's for later. I'm going to pause. This complaint I'm going to save for later at the Star Baker Challenge. But he likes it. It does well. And we think that Ian is on a good path because Ian is a bread guy. And so we're like, he's living up to it. So now that we move to Leslie's monkey bread, and it's Leslie's family favorite, FAVOURITE monkey bread. And Prue's like, well, I think that looks really appetizing. It's interesting that you've used so many seeds. Who asked for so many seeds? Surely there wasn't anyone here who asked for lots of seeds. It's crazy. Where'd you get that mandate from?
It's like the bottom of a bird cage, isn't it? Yeah, bird brain. You're the one who made her do it. You guys are gaslighters.
Also, what sort of inefficient birds are you keeping around that they don't eat all their little seeds? The birds love the seeds, right?
Yeah. Take your birds off weight loss meds if that's your bird cage. Okay. And Leslie kind of gives him one of her murderous looks. And she's like, okay, well, I've got a pear, Stilton walnut monkey bread. I can't wait to talk about how fat you've gotten in my hair salon. And Prue likes it. Paul really loves the flavor of the pear, but the Stilton is lacking. Okay. You needed a bit more Stilton in there, which is why I said, did you mean to only use 130 grams of Stilton?
Pretty much. That's exactly what he did. Now we go to Tom, the very serious, anal Danish gay. And he's the one who made the French dégustation monkey bread, which seems to be served with some sort of hollandaise or an aioli or whatever. It looks good. You know, it's interesting because they ding someone, I think Poyman later, for not glazing her monkey bread. And here his does not look very glazed. I just want to point that out. But he has made lots of miniature croissants. We were like, what do the croissants have to do with anything in the drawing? But there's actually, it's like a scattering of croissants. It's like a very fancy bird's cage. It's like, this looks like a French bird's cage where there's nothing but tiny croissants at the bottom of it.
Yeah, and this one's colorful, which I like. There's greens and oranges and the white one. This one looks very nice. It does look like individual little rolls. And, you know, I like that his croissants are just, what do you call it? Like when someone has too much money, like they're just decadent. Like they don't need to be there. They're not part of the actual thing. He's just like, also I had time to make croissants as well.
They also look kind of pale. Those are some pale croissants as well. I just want to point out.
They're pale in the right places. That's what I like to call myself. Like under my arms, my butt, under my moobs. It's like pale in the right places. This basically looks like me without a shirt, these little croissants.
So Paul likes, he's like, the flavors are great. Punchy, strong, spot on. So when he says it's punchy and strong, that means there's like one black peppercorn in there. He's like, oh, it's on the verge of being too hot. So then Prue is saying, oh, I love that croque monsieur. I spent 2 years in Paris as a student. I lived on croque monsieur. Literally, there was a man I'd call croque monsieur, and I'd just climb up on him. I said, ride him, cowboy. But yeah, it tastes great.
Oh, when I lived in Paris, I lived on croque monsieur. So, Prue.
More like coq monsieur, like monsieur, merci, or coq. See what I'm saying here?
Yeah. Like, Prue, come back to the 5 and dime. Prue, come back. So let's go over to Natalia's bread. Let's check out what it looks like here. And here it comes, everybody. Here it comes. This is Natalia's family table monkey bread. This looks pretty good. I mean, they all look pretty good, right? Now that we're looking at a lot of them look very similar, and they are all very seed heavy.
Well, yeah, exactly. Very seed heavy. Honestly, I love a seed heavy bread. Like, I think that's like where seeds shine. Shine. So Paul is like, well, the balls are quite big, which makes it more of a tear and share than a monkey bread. I'm like, you know what? More like you're a tear and share more than a monkey bread sometimes, Paul.
And why is that bigger than anyone else's? They're not any bigger than Leslie's. Did he tell her were too big? They're no bigger than Ian's. Ian's are way bigger. So what are they saying?
What's wrong? Why can't, you know what? Maybe hers is taller. I bet hers is a little taller, too tall.
And now that I look at it, maybe it's because some of those other ones with big pieces are actually a couple of pieces of bread stacked on each other, where I think these probably baked into each other.
You know, it is a bit tear and share. I'm not going to lie. I think tear and share is more like the monkey bread has to be like balls. I think it has to be like, or ball-ish or ball adjacent. But
layers
these are
of
really
balls,
just like loaves.
maybe,
These
right?
are like, this is like a ring of bread druids that got together and stuck shoulder to shoulder or something.
Yeah.
It's like a,
but
it's
also
like
I'd just like to point out, while we're talking about consistency and judging, is seeds. There's tons of seeds on this. He doesn't say anything about that. Why is he okay with these seeds, not the other seeds?
He's really lost the thread, I think, when it comes to this.
He's lost the seed thread.
He has. Okay, so now we go to Jessica's picnic season monkey bread, which looks good. It's got some char in places, but I like the size of it. It's kind of like a big disc, and it's got like pools of mozzarella or something, or blue cheese, I guess. So
This
Paul
one
loves
looks
those
different
flavors.
than all the other ones, and it looks like, there's a lot of melty cheese all over it, like burnt cheese kind of, and it looks gooier than the other ones, which I like.
Yeah,
this looks
I could
really
get
damn
into
good.
this. I could get into this one. Wow. I'll tell you one thing. All of her clothes off, more like all of her monkey bread is delicious.
Well, I don't know. In the world of drag king names, it's probably not that far off base, you know?
Yeah. Nadia's monkey bread. So her whole thing is that her monkey bread isn't staying together because she shook it violently out of her pan. So it's all falling apart. So she kind of like stuck it together with all this pesto. Honestly, I'm not mad at it. I don't mind a pre pulled apart monkey bread. Like, it's still going to do the same. It's going to be the same effect. I'm still going to go in there.
There's just like one. Well, I mean, we're only looking at from one angle, but we can only really see one loose thing right here in this area.
It's like
I think
a bloomin'
this looks
onion.
great. Yeah. And I
Looks
think adding all the
fantastic.
green, like all the fresh green, was actually really smart, because it does look
would
so
dive
much
into this.
fresher and new, darling. It's new and fresh and interesting.
Yeah. Well, and then here's what's funny too. So Prue says, I quite like that. I mean, I love a milk loaf because it's a little bit cakey and I think it's really delicious. So I'm like, see, this just goes to show they are talking about a different milk loaf than what Poi Man was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to let the milk loaf go, I guess, at some point. But
Yeah,
I don't want
ready.
to. I'm still thinking about it, because now I want to make like both kinds and see how I can ruin both kinds.
Yeah. Yep. Toby, his is called Trey Skimmy, which means, I guess, 3 monkeys.
The skimmy or the shimmy? Oh, the skimmy. Yeah, I guess
Shimmy?
it would be the
Skimmy?
simmy or the simmy.
Maybe it's Simmy. It's probably Simmy, like Simeon. Like Trey Simmy.
I don't know. This one looks different than all the others, and this did come out with all the ridges and stuff, whereas the other ones look like big balls. This one, I don't think this one came out very good looking. It didn't come out good looking. We don't know what it tastes like, but this looks nothing like that drawing, except for the ridges, the harsh ridges.
I mean, it's an abject failure. I think like it's cool that it took on the shape of the pan, but like I don't know with like where I would like go in. Like I feel like it's not approachable, you know. Like whereas Nadia's, which was already kind of pre-broken apart, I actually know exactly how I'm going to approach it. I'm going to go with that ball or that ball or that ball. But this is sort of like, do I slice it? Do I pick at it? How do I do it?
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, this one isn't like a grabby type thing. So, yeah, this one's not great. Okay, who's next?
Jasmine. Jasmine's really good in general. Like she's been really on point so far this season, and she has a very good looking monkey bread here. It's got a nice ring shape. It's like cohesive, but it's definitely balls. You know where you're gonna like pluck from. Paul's like, oh, this is very neat. The balls are all here. You can see everything. Clever balls. I could just put my fingers around that ball and just touch the ball and pull at it and have a lot of fun with that ball. You know what I'm saying?
Really tickling the bowls there is what I really like. Little, you know, I could just guzzle these bowls. I could really just guzzle these bowls. It's fantastic work.
So she says, well, there's an olive and a rosemary one. Not coriander, right? Because that's Greek Cypriot. You don't have, do you know about, have you heard of Greece before or Cypriot? No? Oh, I have. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, so they love hers. And next up is...
By the way, and he even says it. He literally even says, he's like, I'm not getting the rosemary with the olive. I'd like to see more olive. And even then, I would have always had coriander with an olive. I'm like, you know what? You have to really get over this. It's not a Greek Cypriot monkey bread. And that's just how it's going to be, Paul.
Yeah, you need to get over it, Paul. Like seriously, get rid. We know it. We know you've had the Cypriot before. Okay, we're all extremely impressed with you, Paul. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at Poiman's flowery thing, which I really like. So, what are these flowery things? The Festival Basin monkey bread is what this is called. It looks gorgeous. She's got a bunch of little balls that are all put together of different colors, and then she's got these like red flower things coming out of it. Are those bell peppers? What are they?
They look sort of like bell peppers. I think they are bell peppers that have been shaped into sort of like blossoms.
Oh,
I have to
pretty.
say, oh no, yeah, it is. And I have to say that Prue suggests that it needed some glaze, and honestly, you can see it does. It does need some glaze, especially because the pesto kind of like sits on top of it in this weird kind of lumpy, like it looks dry. And when they say that it needs more salt, it's almost like you can almost see that it needs more salt. Unfortunately, I don't know how.
Really?
You just can tell.
What does that look like? Somebody needs more salt.
It's like I think when by not having that glaze on it, some shine, it like it already kind of like looks kind of bland, and like the shine tells you like, oh, this is gonna be like a delicious monkey bread with it'll be shiny and salty and yummy. And this is
because when we just looked at pictures of Japanese milk bread while we were talking about it, that is a very shiny, buttery looking top.
Yeah.
Right.
Shiny top.
Yeah. We need a shinier top on this. Can I return this for a shinier top?
These balls need a shiny top. Okay.
This looks lacking in salt. I want to say that at a restaurant one day. I haven't tasted this yet, but it definitely looks like it's lacking in salt. Could you take that back? Thanks.
It looks salt deprived. Next we go to, when we did our cast breakdown, Ronnie, you said that Aaron, what's funny about him is that he always seems not very confident. And here's a great example of it. He named his bread Aaron's Not For Everyone monkey bread. Like, right. I mean, come on now. You got to like lead with confidence.
And they only named it that because they suggested that he didn't name it. You're probably going to hate this monkey bread, Or like, I'm sorry that this is terrible monkey bread.
Aaron's Marmite is an acquired taste monkey bread.
This does look good. This has like, what are these, like little Parmesan crisps on the top?
Yeah,
let's read.
Little Frico.
Yeah, that looks really good. Well, obviously, it's sort of trying to grow, but it can't. And it's sort of fallen apart, much like you every challenge we've had so far. It's very raw. And Prue says it doesn't even look like it's been in the oven, which is crazy because it's dark on the outside, but I guess they're talking about the insides.
Yeah, I guess it was like he had an issue. He had an issue with his. Well, he was saying, it was funny because earlier he was like, but making bread's like a game of chicken because you want to prove it as long as possible, but then you don't want to have not enough time to bake it. And it's better to be baked than it's better to be underproven than underbaked. I was like, well, congratulations, you're both underproven and underbaked.
Oh, poor guy. So that's it. So now Jasmine's making a face like, sorry. And because they tell him like it's good, but like the taste is good, but it's not cooked right. Prue's like, I can't even eat it, And so Jasmine's making a face like, I'm sorry, you poor man. Please don't cry again. My shoulder, I just want a clean shoulder for one day. Please just keep them in. Please keep all the snot in your nose and all the tears in your eyes. All right, Leaky. Thanks.
So now we go to technical challenge. Like, hello, bakers. Welcome back to the tent. It's time for your technical challenge. And today, your technical challenge has been set to you by the chairman of the board. And when I say board, I mean bread board. It's Paul Hollywood. Paul, what do you have to say?
He was like, well, do you want me to tell you what you should put in Mediterranean dishes? We're like, no, Paul. Just get to the point. Let it go, Paul. Okay. So this is about planning and timing, guys. The technical challenge will be judged blind. So judges have to leave. And Paul Hollywood would love you to make his take on that fast food classic, the glazed ring donut.
I love that this is like Paul's advice is it's about planning and timing as opposed to any other bread thing. It's like, oh, what I love is an, off the cuff, spontaneous, untimed bread experience.
Yes. And Paul, he sits with Prue and he does his little thing where they talk about what they're having them make. And Paul's monologue is that donuts are his guilty pleasure. And
I like he says that as if it's like a big surprise. Like I hate to go against the grain, but donuts are my guilty pleasure. Like, wow, I never thought about that with a donut.
It's like
I never thought of donuts
one of the
being a
most
guilty
popular
pleasure.
foods in the world. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's a pleasure. Okay.
Thanks for that bombshell revelation that donuts are a guilty pleasure for you.
Yeah. But guilty pleasure is like, what I really enjoy? Giraffe hoof, candy. It's like, no, that's disgusting. Like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. But this is not a guilty pleasure. It's a fucking donut, Paul.
It's a pleasure.
It's just a pleasure. Yeah. So, let's see. So they talk about how his ideal meal would be a load of hot dogs and donuts for dessert. Why are chefs like that? So many chefs are like that. I think because they make such good food all day that they just want a fucking hot dog,
Yeah. I went to a really fancy dinner over the summer. There was like an Alinea pop-up. Alinea is this very, very, very like 3 Michelin star shishi, influential, massively. It's a big thing. And they really specialize in molecular gastronomy. And so like the first course was like, this is a Chicago hot dog, and it comes and it's a cube of gelatin, but it has actually all the flavors of a hot dog. So it's like amazing. And it actually tastes great, but it's amazing. You're like, how is this a hot dog? But also hilarious because it's so chefy to be like a hot dog. And then you get served a clear cube of something with like some specks floating inside it. So chefy. That's my little story about hot dogs and chefs. So he talks about donuts, and he talks about like a thing to look out for with a well-made donut is it has to have like a white band around the center, which is funny because we always see that white band, but he is saying like, if you don't have the white band, it means it's underproved. And I never knew that the white band was something I can actually judge a donut on. And anytime I'm given a tool to be more judgy about something, I'm always so grateful. So I can't wait to go to like donut shop and be like, sorry, these donuts are underproven. There's no white band around the center.
Yeah, like when I think of white bands, I think of like the Carpenters, I've never really thought about it with donuts, but it's true. And he doesn't shut up about it either. This is like his new obsession where he's like, white band, where's the white band? I hope it's not, this wasn't proven enough. There's not a white band on this one. Fucking die in a fire. All right, where's the white band? Where's the white band? So yeah, that becomes a big thing, and they do pretty well. There's supposed to be a certain little squiggly decoration on top, and some of them have to be strawberry glazed. So they have to do a ton of donuts, of course. I think a dozen, right? 6 strawberry and 6 just glazed.
With a spiral circle decoration, which was funny because I thought spiral circle meant like those hypnotic, like a circle that gets smaller and smaller into the center. But in this case, it's like a loop-to-loop that goes all around the top. And I'm just saying that because later on, when some people do like the hypnosis thing, they're the ones who are wrong. And I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, it's like someone danced in the town that Footloose took place in. You know, they're like, oh, this isn't a proper squiggly. How could they? They went off a form.
Not only that, but then they were trying to be nice about it. Like, oh, well, this is a very inventive and autistic way about it. It's like, no, they were doing a spiral circle the way you said they should be doing a spiral circle.
Yeah.
This is not spiraling. This is just circles. It's just, I don't know, loop to loops. I don't know. It's not a spiral circle. I'm sorry. This is not a spiral circle. I don't know what you call it, but it's not that.
So we see, you know, not the judges, but the hosts go around and check on people. And Aaron's a little worried because he's Aaron, you know. So he's like, oh, my God, I'm probably going to lose this whole thing today. I'll be thrown out. And Allison's like, oh, come on, love. It's all going to be great. You look good. You know what I mean? At least you're hot. You know, like, thank God you're good looking. At least you're not ugly and sad. You know, you can't be both. And he's like, thanks for the hug. You know, it's just like, I just needed to keep going. She's like, as long as you look good, babes. All right, just here's what I suggest. Don't get ugly. All right. Just stay hot. I always tell that to my nieces. Stay hot.
Stay hot.
Stay adorable. You know, I don't want you ever coming back looking less adorable than you do now. Stay cute. You know, I shouldn't say stay hot to my nieces, but I do tell people that in general.
She goes up to Poyman, who is like, she's like, how you feeling? And how you feeling, love? How you doing in general? And she's like, well, I just hope I'm not at the bottom again. She's like, oh, you're right at the back, okay? You can see what everyone's doing, you know? She's like, I don't cheat. You know, cheat at school? No. She gets so serious. Poyman is like giggly the entire time. And this is the first time she gets serious. She's like, I don't cheat. I was like, okay, who broke this woman's heart?
Who is going to want me to make their wedding dress if they think I'm a cheater? And Allison's like, not once, darling. Come on. Did you do well at school then from not cheating? And she goes, actually, no, I was terrible at school.
Probably because they graded on a curve and everyone else cheated.
Yeah.
So then halfway through the challenge, they have to fry. That's like how many things should go in the fryer at once. You don't want to do too much because it'll lower the temperature and make it greasy. And then they're frying and then they're glazing. And I'm sorry, I have to feel like if you're a baker, you should know how to glaze a donut. Like you should just have the basic technique down. Like you should just have that in your repertoire, right? Because some of them just seem like they had no idea what they were doing. Some of them were like rolling it around in a bowl of glaze. Some were spooning it, but some of it, like there were some people who did a great job, but other people just seemed totally at a loss. And
it seems like it would be
crazy.
Baking fucks with you because the simplest things are what mess you up every single time. It's always something simple, and glaze is just like powdered sugar and water, right? I mean, it's not like, don't you make it like kind of an icing, you know, like a light, like a watery icing. So it seems like it would be easy, but I mess that shit up all the time whenever I have to do something like that. I always make it too thick or too thin, and that's what they do. They all make it too thick or too thin. Damn it.
I feel like what I would do is I would put the donuts on a rack and pour the glaze over. I don't think I'd put it into a bowl.
But then it wouldn't be even, and you can't go over it with like a stick or something. You have to like dip it into the thing, don't you, to make it kind of an even sheen?
Let's see.
I'm asking. I'm not telling you.
I know. I'm
judging how you would do it, even though I wouldn't know how to do it. But
I'm wondering, who do we think is the authority on this? Who do we think is gonna knows exactly how? It says dip the warm donuts. Okay, this is according to like Google. Dunk the warm donuts into the glaze. Make sure to coat them fully. Let the excess glaze drip off the donut. Then put them on a wire rack. Okay, so you dip, and then you put them on the rack. Okay, well, you know what? Guess what? I don't know how to glaze a donut either. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, you do now because we learned something today, and that's how this show is. We're very educational. Yeah. So, everyone's kind of fucking up their glaze. And then now they can return to their dough. If they prove it for too long, it could develop large air bubbles and collapse when it's fried. Basically like me at the end of a Saturday night. All right. But if it's underproved, their donuts will be dense. Which is basically me on a Monday morning. All right, I'm making this too personal, right, babes? Right, back off.
So now they all bring their donuts up. And I have to say, some of these donuts just look crazy, because another issue is like, how big of a hole do they cut out in the middle? Because they do too small of a hole, it's going to fill in, but too big, it's going to look crazy. And so these people all have just the craziest looking donuts, and the glaze is out of control. There's just like thick layers of glaze. Although low key, I probably would not be mad at like a thick layer of glaze because I love that glaze so much. But these donuts look certifiably bonkers.
And now it's time to prove. And everybody's like, oh, shit. They're like writing down calculations. And Paul's just in the back muttering, proving's everything. White band, 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 white band.
So we now go to the judging. And, Nadia's donuts look pretty good. She's got the white band, and her glazing looks pretty good. Tom's, his glaze, his piping is like a little haphazard, and his glaze is kind of like chunky. It looks a little like he kind of like lubed up his donuts a bit. It looks like he put some Vaseline on them.
Yeah, his squiggle lines look really good though. Poiman's squiggle lines look the best though. They're like just the right amount of melty. And actually, I think her glazing looks really nice too, don't you?
Her glazing is really good. She says at one point that she makes donuts all the time, but like she's like, she already knows hers are underproved. See, me as someone who if I didn't know about the white band thing, I would see hers and be like, oh my God, these donuts look great. And I would just grab one and be so happy. And then I guess it probably would be tough. If it's underproven, it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna have that rise and airy. But like you would never know, like it in a picture, they look nice.
They look risen. I mean, they look like the most filled up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they look like a filled up tire as opposed to like a flatter tire.
I think that they look more like a cake donut. That's the problem. They look like a cake donut, not a yeast donut.
Oh, okay. So then we go to Toby's donuts, and his are pretty inconsistent. They actually look like all the glazed donuts look like different kinds of donuts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's one that looks like it's like an apple cider donut. One looks like it's a white frosted donut. Like they're all crazy.
A bagel donut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we see Leslie's donuts. Leslie's donuts look cray-cray. And I love Leslie,
like chocolate.
these look crazy. They're dark brown, and then there's so much really thick glaze on them, and it's just kind of splooged all over it. And then her piping is too much. Well, it's just a shame,
Aaron's are also a little all over the map because some of his look quite good, but then others are like not. They're just he does his decoration. Did he just do like little circles? He did like Olympic rings around the top of his.
Yeah, he did rings. Yeah, he did rings. And then one of them is dark brown, but it's the only one, which is really weird. I don't know what's up with that one.
One got stuck. Jessica's are a hot mess. I mean, like one looks like a chunky onion ring. And like the glaze is all over the place. Her decorations are crazy. She did like hers are just bad.
Yeah, they're all different sizes.
She's like, but in Uganda. You're like, okay, Jessica.
This is how they love them in Uganda. It's like, okay, you've been to Uganda. Okay, we got it. So then we go to Jasmine. Jasmine's look great. I mean, they look all amazing. Exactly the same. They've all got a big fat white band. And she is the one who did the non-traditional piping. And she version. Did just big spirals instead of squiggles, which they are, shocked by at first. Paul's like, look, someone's tried to be clever.
Yeah. Look at them trying to be clever, doing spiral circles when we merely asked for spiral circles.
I will not have originality in donut arts. Damn it. And Prue's like, oh, get over it. She's like, I think it looks really good. It's not quite the decoration we told you, but it's lovely. Listen, I've just loved walking around talking about everyone's hole sizes and how they've glazed their holes. I mean, to me, this has just been an ideal judging. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I'm gonna need a donut also very soon. Then we go to Ian's, and Paul's like, "Well, overall, these don't look too bad." I'm like, "Are you looking at the same donuts I'm looking at?"
These look bad.
What? They
Yeah.
look like they were flung at a wall. I mean, one almost looks like a shoe.
You're right. I see which one you're talking about. And one looks like it's like leaning. It's like a tower that's now leaning over, which is weird. They're all different shapes. He does have the white band, which is really all Paul cares about, I think. But I think they're trying to make mullet happen. Like they really, really like this guy.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I like him too. And he seems like a nice guy, but you know, there's always one in competition shows that it seems like the judges are rooting for. And I think for whatever reason, it's mullet. They're like really, really, they're like, we need to make history. We need the first mullet wearer to win.
We need the first short king to win Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
Natalia, I mean, like we love it. Natalia, every time she tells a story about Ukraine, it's so heartbreaking. And I'm rooting for her, but these donuts they are crazy. These are the craziest of the bunch, I would actually say, so far. I don't remember what the rest look like, but hers are way overglazed.
The glazed ones, the glaze is too thick, so they look like powdered donuts in a way. They're just white.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Paul says they're a mess, you know. All right, so ranking 10th place Poyman, she lost, which sucks. Overfried, underproved. 9th is Leslie. 8 Natalia, 7 Jessica, 6 Ian, 5 Tom, 4 Toby, 3 Aaron, 2 Nadia. She got close, and I was happy for Nadia because she's had a couple of stinkers. Yeah. But the first was Jasmine, who ended up winning with her non-traditional spiral.
Wow, good for her. Good for her.
Different.
I mean, her clever spiral.
Her clever spiral. I think it helps, you know, because they remember it. They've just looked at a bunch of misshapen, squiggly things, and they remember the spirals. You hypnotize them.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah, exactly. Hypnotized. So, okay, now it's time for the judges to talk about where this is all going. So I was like, well, that we have at Dread Week. Let's talk about some of the bakers. Let's look at Aaron. And Noel's like, oh, Aaron's a bit of a disaster in the SIG, didn't he? In the SIG, that's short for signature. You catch what I'm putting down? And Paul's like, yeah, but he's not so bad in the tech. But then they're like, yeah, Poyman. I mean, he's like, I just don't think that Poyman had enough salt in his signature. And what she was saying about me not having a milk loaf in my book. I mean, does she even read these things? I mean, what's the point of coming onto the show if you don't do your proper research, right? We should just get rid of her right there on the spot.
And Natalia is also on the bottom because her signature was supposed to be savory, but it was sweet. But on the bright side, Ian smashed it. Mullet for the win. And Paul says, yeah, you know, he did really well on the signature, but he was 6th in technical, so he slipped down. One person's doing extremely well, and it's Jasmine. Because she won the technical and she did well in the signature. We didn't even say who won the technical, did we? Jasmine won.
Jasmine. No, you did. You did say she won.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, but her spiral, her non-traditional, clever spiral.
Oh, this was the technical, right? The signature, they don't say who's the winner, right?
Yeah. So now it's time for the showstopper. And they have to make, it's like the judges would like you to make a fantastic celebratory sweetbread with at least 3 tiers. And it has to be an enriched bread dough, and it should be a celebration that has meaning for you. So they have 5 hours to make giant bread towers.
Yes. Okay. So let's see what they start doing. Okay. So Aaron is doing a celebration of life for 2 friends who passed away, which is actually really sweet, but it's also very Aaron to be like, I'm going to pick the most depressing things. But it is sweet. And they were always supportive of him getting onto Bake Off, and now he's here. And then he's doing a bunch of flowers. So why is he doing flowers? Is it like
it's like renew, like grow,
it's like a memorial?
Yeah, it's like, you know, like when you think about someone who's passed, you like to think of like flowers and beautiful things that they're maybe sending from the other side, and you know, especially when they come attached to a sack of 4 crowns. So
I think of all the money they owed me, or like, you know, whatever.
Think of all the eulogies you can make about their breads.
Yeah. Like, okay, so then we go to Noel says Aaron's ambitious French coron bread, coron, will be festooned with a cascade of flowers and filled with pistachio, marzipan, cherries, and apricots. Okay, Nadia is also doing a French celebration, and she's doing a wedding cake, a French wedding cake, a brioche dough with raspberry creme pâtissier inside. She just loves weddings. And she's like, I've never been married, but I love weddings.
Yeah. And Allison's like, you never what? You got a boyfriend? And she's like, yes. And not put a ring on it yet. She's like, no. Oh, what's his name? Daniel? I'm like, what are you playing at, Daniel? What are you playing at? And remember, there's no ring on it. Anyone could take her.
Shit, get off the pot, Daniel. All right, we're done waiting for you over here. So then,
he's like, you don't understand. She smells like garlic all the time. Okay, we're in therapy over it. If she cannot reduce her garlic consumption, I am not giving her a ring.
He's like, she won't stop showing up at weddings she's not invited to. It's so embarrassing.
It's just Jody from Miami. You know, as long as you speak to someone about your garlic, then I'll put a ring on it. But until then, I can't.
So next up is Ian, and he's going to be pronouncing Samhain, which is the Irish precursor to Halloween.
Samhain.
So he's doing like jack-o'-lanterns and dark colors, and they end up telling him, they're like, I mean, it's kind of like Halloween-y. That's the point.
Yeah, I know. He also describes Samhain. I never heard of Samhain. And he's like, so they used to have these little turnips that they would carve terrifying faces into. And I just love that there's a holiday where you carve a scary face into a turnip.
I do too. I love a good affordable holidays.
I
know.
I know. I love that. Like, we spend so much money putting up stuff for Halloween and for Christmas and everything. It's like, just give it. I feel like the Irish have got it right. Just get a turnip, get a little knife, and you're done.
Real.
You're done.
Okay, so he wants to make a horrifying cake and scare the judges a wee bit. And it does look crazy. It looks like a witch's, I don't know, kind of well, there's a bonfire at the top and like trees all over it and corn cobs or corn stalks or whatever and fall leaves. So let's see. It looks very magical.
It's a so wonderful time of the year. He should have said it's the most so wonderful time of the year. Come on, bro.
Some wonderful time.
It's the most
wonderful.
So wonderful time of the year.
Well, that's Christmas though. They'd be like, but where's
the joke
Santa
is that
Claus
it's
then?
The joke, darling. The joke is that it's a Christmas song that you're using for Samhain, which is basically Halloween. I'm like, what don't you understand about my creative vision here? It's like the nightmare before Christmas, but the nightmare before the nightmare before
Christmas is a religious holiday, and Halloween is satanic.
But you got turnips, okay?
I will not.
What
mix
about
the
like?
songs.
How about like? I mean, turn up for what? How about that? I mean, why can't we? All right, I've got the entire marketing team here for Samhain, and I'm looking for good ideas. And this is the best you give me. Come on now, it's the number one turnip holiday of the year.
So then we go.
Person leading the marketing team for Samhain.
Yeah. So then we who's obsessed with Christmas. They're like, okay, for Halloween this year, why don't we put little reindeer that are bleeding? It's like, that's Christmas. That's the point. It's Christmas, but it's Halloween, you know?
Have you never
seen Santa Claus coming down the chimney, but he's getting burned to death by the actual fire? You know, that's what I'm talking about.
Let me tell you something. When you see the Christmas decorations going up on October 15th, I don't care if it's Halloween time. Christmas has already started, all right? So get a Krampus into this cake and be done with it already.
Okay, let's go over to Tom, okay? Tom is dedicating his bread to his boyfriend because his favorite time of the year is the autumn. I don't care. Don't give it to your boyfriend. People are giving it to dead people and all sorts of important things. Your boyfriend gets enough.
Listen, also, like, you can do better than this. Like, he clearly has a vision that he wants to do an autumn cake. So it's like, I dedicate it to my boyfriend who loves autumn. I feel like you got, like, people doing dedications that are much more meaningful. Say, because in autumn was when we had our first date, and I'll always remember it was under the trees and leaves were changing, but not like, my boyfriend, he loves autumn. It's like,
Yeah, this is like a modern reality show. You're supposed to cook your trauma into the cake. I mean, and that's a lot of what's happening. And we see it on Top Chef. We see it on all of them. You know, every story has to be like, I made this pair of capri pants because I had an aunt that passed away and loved capri pants. I'm dedicating these capri pants to my aunt. You know, that's what it is. You build your trauma into it. You know, it's not like my boyfriend loves leaves. What the fuck, bro?
yeah. Also, I love when he says, he's like, yeah, so my boyfriend loves autumn. So mine is just all about that changing time of year when all the leaves fall off the tree. And Paul goes, how are you doing that in bread? Which is funny. I'm funny that after all of these years, this is the one that stumps Paul. Because people will be like, I love octopuses. And I want to do an octopus, but it's also on a rocket ship and it's going to be dangling. And I also love when light bulbs turn on and off. So I'm going to do a bread that has a flashing light bulb and an octopus on a swing. And he's like, all right. But now this guy's like,
He's
I
like,
want to
great,
represent
just prove
autumn.
it. Just make sure it's proved, you know, well proved.
But here it's like, I want to do something that represents autumn. He's like, how are you going to do that? Are you stupid? You can't. It's just like, what? Oh, you're gonna make a tree out of bread. Oh, you're gonna make a bunch of bread that's gonna sort of look orange. How do you even do that? Come on.
He's gonna do a bunch of leaves. That's how he's gonna do it. He's like, all right,
Yeah.
it's gonna be cinnamon. It's basically gonna be big cinnamon buns put together as a 3-tiered cake with some leaves on there.
Prue's like, well, I hope it tastes as good as it sounds, like garbage. But guess what? I love eating garbage. That's my guilty pleasure. A real guilty pleasure. Garbage.
Yeah, Toby's having some trouble with the magic word of the day, proving. So we're all worried for him. And then we go to Jasmine. Jasmine's drawing is gorgeous. It's a midsummer flower crown sweetbread. And it's just really intricate and multi-layered and has flowers all over it and vines all over it. This one looks really pretty with cinnamon and cardamom.
Yes. And I don't know if she says specifically what she's dedicating it to, but this is when she tells us that she has alopecia and she started losing her hair at 12, and she only recently stopped wearing wigs a few years ago and only very recently has started to actually like not having a wig. So this is the irony here is that she is plaiting. How do you say it? Plating, but she's braiding. It's a plait, but she's braiding the bread, which is an irony because she has no hair to braid.
Yes, so it's braided. So, yeah.
So by the way, Tom, you want to rethink your My Boyfriend Likes Fall dedication? Because
Seriously,
already, I mean,
Tom.
like, come on now.
Jesus. I'll tell you what, your trauma score is 0, Tom. Okay? Jeez.
-5. Wow, a gay loves fall. I've never seen that happen before. Gays famously never have any opinions on fall. Gays never lose their mind over fall, ever.
So then we see other bakers. Noel's telling us that, you know, these need to be carefully shaped. Okay. So Noel is like, Paul likes things very neat, or I can see him sweating if it's not neat. And Aaron's like, well, then how does he cope with you?
Ooh.
He's like,
Whoa,
yeah, he doesn't
sassy.
even know what I am. It's like this famous. It's Paul Hollywood. He's been trying to get me fired for years. So that's how he deals with me. He's always carrying up a little broom. He sprayed me in the face with Windex this morning. That's how he tries to deal with me. All right.
So now we go to Jessica, and she's doing something really cool, which is that she's tying a string around her bread so that when it proves, it's going to make these creases that'll make it look like each layer looks like a pumpkin. And she is doing a rain dance celebration sweetbread. And she says that she works in communities that are mainly focused on agriculture, and when she was in Uganda, and they experienced a lot of drought. And so when the rain would come, the women and children would leave their houses and dance. And so here she has people dancing around a giant stack of pumpkins and hashtag Uganda. Basically, hashtag
She's like,
Uganda.
yeah. She's like, I was going to do something that was really meaningful. I can remember a day. We call it the Day of Lightning. We lost a lot of people that day, unfortunately, but I just decided to stick with the rain pot. So it's going to be delicious. I was like, okay, I could use a little more trauma, but I'm liking yours. At least you're going to beat the other guy, you know?
It's also like a better way of doing the autumn thing. It's like, oh, my boyfriend loves autumn. And she's like, well, I've got a stack of pumpkins because people prayed for it with rain dancing when I was in Uganda. It's like basically the same thing, but like hers is like, wow, I was able to tie in this whole thing.
Look,
It's much better.
I've got fall too, but it's actually meaningful. How about that?
So just to summarize, we have, okay, my sack of bread is dedicated to my dead friends. Mine is to Ukraine, my homeland, which is being torn up by war. Here I went to an impoverished community that would have to do rain dances. Here I lost my hair at a young age. And here my boyfriend likes fall.
Yep. So then we go to Toby, who's doing a belt buckle with a snowman on top. What was his?
Okay, well,
oh,
this
the
one,
bread that
this one,
stole
you know what? This
Christmas.
one's down there with, this one also annoyed me because he's like, I absolutely love Christmas. I always have. We stockpile Stalin every day. We love Christmas with Stalin. We say, why does Santa have to come down the chimney? Why can't it be Stalin? Stalin should come down and deliver gifts.
You know what's really meaningful to me? Stalin. I just want a cake that celebrates Stalin.
No, the reason why I got annoyed with this is like, wow, you're a British person who loves Christmas. This is almost as exciting to know that someone finally announces that they think that a donut is a guilty pleasure. I love Christmas.
Oh, so his has snowflakes, a snowman, and a belt. It's wearing a belt. And I resent belts. So whatever. So we go.
The belt's
to
a little
Natalia.
high. By the way, I just want to say the belt is a little high for a waistband. This is a high-waisted.
It's a high-waisted belt. It is.
Yeah, that belt should be one tier lower. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, and you know what? I have to say, watching the show, I don't dislike Toby, but I'm annoyed with him in the recap. I'm finding myself getting annoyed with him as we go through the notes. But he's actually
It's also
fine.
he's fine. It's also funny because we're ragging on Toby and Tom for coming up with like very basic dedications, but meanwhile Nadia's was like, I love weddings. So she also gets, you know what, retroactively, let's ding her too.
Yeah, but Natalia's never been married and she really wants to be married. So it is kind of a tragic cake because she's never had a wedding. And she's like, but I'm obsessed with weddings.
All
No
right.
one's ever asked me. So I'm just going to make a wedding cake. Maybe it's my turn. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, that sort of thing. All right, this one's called Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Please, Paul, will you marry? This cake is called Paul. Please marry me. I mean, come on, anyone, please.
I'm going to stack 27 little loaves together and dedicate it to the Katherine Heigl movie, 27 Dresses. When she went to 27 different weddings.
Oh, so she's gonna make a wedding cake bread. It's covered in lace, and
Well,
she's
this is
probably gonna try and
Natalia.
catch her out. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Who
I'm
are we
sorry. I was
about?
talking about Nadia. Nadia has a wedding cake, but this is actually Natalia who's doing a Ukrainian wedding cake. So it's also like got like the.
Oh, sorry.
like-
I was
no, but it's like I think we're saying the same thing regardless.
Okay, wait,
You were still
because
talking
what did
about
Nadia
you were
make?
still talking about Nadia. But as it turns out, didn't Nadia make a wedding cake because she loves weddings? And that's when Allison was like, "When's your boyfriend gonna propose to you?"
Oh yeah, I guess so. Okay, so anyway, I've just fucked it up in my own head. But yeah, Natalia is the one making this lacy cake. Yeah, you're right. 3
Lacy.
generations, Korovai sweetbread. Natalia's traditional Korovai wedding bread will be made from enriched dough packed with butter and flavored with orange, cinnamon, and rum, all from a family recipe passed down to her from her mom.
Yes. So it's like a generational Ukrainian bread, which also feels like sort of like, like makes you so sad because you're thinking of Ukraine and everything that's being destroyed over there. And then we go over to Leslie's like, I'm doing one too. You're like, what? She's like, I'm doing a Korovai bread as well. Like, why are you doing a Korovai? She's like, because I want to. I mean, she didn't say that, but it's just kind of funny. Like, Natalia's just like, mine was passed through generations. And Leslie's like, I'm just going to make it.
I'm doing it because I love hair, really, at the end of the day. Just love doing hair. So I'm just going to steal a little bit of culture for this one. You don't mind, do you? It's like, so this one looks pretty. It's got little flowers all over it as well. Lots of flowers on these these big cake things today. Leslie's hoping a Korovai sweetbread enriched with rum-soaked raisins, blood oranges, and cinnamon will hold its own. So she's doing it for her granddaughter.
She's like, I'm going to make a cake for my granddaughter. Soak it in rum. Start her early.
Her first birthday, we had a daisy theme, and we all got shit-faced on rum. So there we go. So now we go to Poyman, and Poyman is also using a lot of flowers. And Poyman bought her house, and there's a rose tree outside her house. And Allison goes, stunning story. Like your first house that you could buy for yourself. That is a beautiful story. She goes, yeah, I cut the rose bush down. Hated it. But I'm going to make it into a cake anyway.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I hate that. She's like, what? She's like, yeah, roses are not good for your love life. She's, but well, why don't you just put it around back? Put the rose bush back around back. Feng shui doesn't work if you put it in the back. We all know there's a non-feng shui zone in the back of the house. Okay, so when things don't work out inside the house, you put it in the back. It's like the leftovers, it's like the spillover.
By the way, Nadia, you don't have a rose bush in your front yard, do you, darling? All right, I'll be holding you back a bit.
So the boy man's like, well, then my boyfriend at the time bought me a rose plant, and planted it at the back garden, and now we got married. So I think it's broken. So what? So what are you going on about the feng shui then? So it worked out then? Why are you getting so mad at roses then? Don't understand this.
She ridded herself of roses and then found love and brought roses back. That's so sweet. So this is a cocktail wedding sweetbread. A lot of wedding stuff today.
Yeah.
Shredded coconut, glazed cherries. Looks nice. Looks kind of plain compared to all the other ones. It's like a cake with roses. And Paul wants to know her method of rose making, and she uses a circle cutter. And he's like, you do? So you line them all up and then roll it? She's like, yes. And he's like, impressive. But he says it in that way like, you're out of here. You're out of here.
You're not
circle
proving
cutter.
enough.
Disgusting.
So now they're all just cooking and things are just happening. Tom has made these little turd-shaped things, and Allison's like, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. You're really making turds. You're going to serve them turds. He's like, no, it's going to be a log. She's like, oh, no, it's disgusting. It smells nice, though. Actually, it smells quite lovely.
They do look like little poops for a stupid non-story tree thing. So everybody bakes, get their, do all the getting the stuff out of the oven. Let's serve it to the judges, people. Let's serve it, okay?
So here is my issue. I'm sort of done with Paul when it comes time to when they bring up the showstopper. Why does he always lean on that table like he's about to go do a 50-yard sprint? He always eats it, and then he just hunches over and he braces himself on the table like he's about to take off from the starting blocks. I'm like, can you why do you do this to yourself and to the table every single time? You're gonna knock that table over one day.
I'm a leaner, so I stand for. I mean, it's so hard. Some of us just have a hard time just being alive.
Okay, Sondheim.
Just standing up is fucking hard. I'm sorry. I will lean on anything, anywhere. I'm a leaner, and that's it. Okay, and also I'm a cleaner because I have time to lean. So that's how it works. Okay, so let's start off with Jasmine's Midsummer Flower Crown. This turned out to be very gorgeous. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Oh
look at that shine. Look at that color, the amber hues, the dark areas. I just want to stick my mouth on that thing.
The braiding is perfect. She put these flower tendril things through the braids. I mean, it just looks great.
Cardamom, cinnamon. It's great. It looks wonderful. Toby, it's like Toby's thing here. He makes, it's kind of funny because he put a little snowman on top of his strange sort of sandworm-esque stack of bread. But it's funny because the bread itself looks like a snowman, and then he put a snowman on top of the snowman. This is not a triumph for me. I mean, if I had made it, it would look great because I'm not a bread baker. I'd be like, look at what I made. You guys will be like, whoa. But if you're on this show, this is a little silly looking.
Yeah, it's silly. It's not terrible. The snowman's ridiculous. It's leaning. Yeah,
it's giving more pilgrim than it is.
I also feel like I'm just hating on Toby for no reason. But this braiding around it, isn't that just fondant that he just made really thick ropes of fondant and tied it? Is that what he did? Braided it off?
Where's the hammer and the sickle? I mean, this is supposed to be a Stalin cake. Come on now. Let's do some onion domes. Come on. But I do think that by having that buckle so high, it reads more like pilgrim than it does Santa. Like,
Yeah.
it should have been lower. And honestly, get rid of that green braid or put the green braid down with the red braid. Put the buckle one tier lower, and that if you want to put on another ring, make that like Santa's beard or something like that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Or
It
like
doesn't
some sort
look
of like
great.
Christmas
I mean,
crown.
it's not like
Why
a
not a
huge
Christmas crown?
Oh yeah, that's a cute idea. It's not like a huge fail or anything, but it's not great. This one
lacks
gets no
imagination.
respect. Tom's boring story cake, I think, is getting dissed because his story is so lame. But I actually kind of like his. I think it's really
It looks
pretty.
delicious.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
like big cinnamon rolls all put together and glazed, and the leaves look nice, and the tree looks really good. It ended up not looking like poo poo, so I think it looks nice.
It looks delicious. I mean, you can really, he's got great color on those cinnamon rolls. Like you can tell it's got like a nice crackle to it. They think it looks stunning. It's orange, cinnamon, and pecan. Like I'm sure it looks, they love it. They love the way it tastes. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But just, you know what? The lack of soul behind it really bothers me, you know?
Yeah, well, I get it. But,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind the lack of soul all the time. At the end of the day, I really don't like all the traumas associated with every little thing. I do kind of respect when people, can just make something just because it's good. It's like on Top Chef when they got mad at that guy, the Italian guy, for not being like meaningful enough. And he's like, I just want to make good food. Like, do I have to have a fucking trauma with every little thing? And I kind of agree with that. But once you get used to the trauma part and the people making everything so personal, it does seem lacking when there's not that, like that recipe thing I read earlier. When they don't share their trauma, I suddenly get mad. Like, you're literally never going to win with me. And I get that.
No.
But
No.
that's my trauma. That's what I would make a cake called Never Winning with Me. Okay.
I just make a cake dedicated to my therapist.
Well paid,
Now we have
well
Jessica's.
fed. It's just like a well-fed person on a cruise.
It would just be like, you know what? I would have a cake that looks like a small little gay closeted gay boy, and it's like, here it is. Here's the trauma.
Well, if I made a cake based on my therapist, it would actually be cake. I'm like, hey guys, it's a cake that looks like a cake.
I dedicate this cake to cake. So this is Jessica's rain dance celebration, and so obviously the meaning behind this is very lovely about working in these communities in Uganda and the rain dances and everything. But what it looks like is just like the bread doesn't totally look like pumpkins. Maybe the top one does, but it just looks like people trying to climb a mountain of pumpkin or a mountain of loaves of bread. It's like some weird surreal, and we have like, it's cool. She made like the rain. I don't know. It looks just a little janky.
The cake itself doesn't look good. The breads don't look good. And then the little people, it looks like one of the people is trying to stop one of the clouds that is tipping over from hitting its friend and killing it. Like, it's like, watch out. And the other one's about to die. But, I like all the little corn cobs and what are those, bell peppers?
Yeah.
Why are there bell peppers showing up? Oh, they're carrots. I think they're carrots.
Oh, they're carrots.
Yeah.
She says that this is Japanese milk bread. Mm-hmm. Well, Paul, are you going to say, oh, yes, that's on page 73 of my cookbook? No, of course you're not, because you don't have a recipe for Japanese milk bread. You just have loaves that are made with milk. Sir.
Oh, okay. Who's next, Ben?
Leslie. So this is Leslie's, her Korovai sweet bread that's dedicated to her granddaughter. Her rum-soaked raisin sweet bread dedicated to her 5-year-old daughter. It's cute. I mean, it's a little lopsided, but the daisies are cute. I don't understand what these yellow tendrils are coming out the side. It's like little spider arms.
Yeah, I think what's kind of hurting this one is the decoration. It's the flowers and the whatever corn stalks. Why is everybody making? What are they? I don't know what they are, but yeah, I think
like
that
spider
makes
legs.
it look weird. I think it makes it look lopsided, or is it lopsided? I can't tell if it's a visual.
It looks lopsided. But they
does,
love
right?
the bake on it. They say the texture's great, flavor's great. So it's actually a successful loaf. The daisies look wonderful. It's just, I don't know what these like yellow laurel leaves are that are sort of draped all around it. It's just
Yeah,
strange.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that either. But they love it, so that's good for her, and I like her. So you go, Leslie.
Natalia's is a little odd. Hers is also a Korovai. This is the one that's generational. And I think it's cool. She made like lace that like wraps around the loaves, which I like. I like a modest loaf that's like, I'd like to put on some lace, please, before I'm presented to the judges. But
her
overall, this does
wrapping
look
is
kinda
all
janky.
off. Like,
Yeah,
look,
it's-
she's like wrapped it and then she just kind of cuts it in the middle here. It's like it's just kind of hanging
Yeah.
off. And then up here, it's like layered, but then it's all hanging all out over each other. So it's a good idea, but it's kind of sloppy, eh?
Yeah, and there's like weird gaps in between the loops because they're sort of like sitting on top of other things. So there's like weird kind of caverns that are in there that just don't look. It doesn't
But
look
what is
cohesive.
kind
It
of
looks like a
cool,
stack.
what is kind of cool, are those real flowers that she just decorated it with real flowers? Because that looks like a real sunflower, right?
That looks like a real sunflower. Yeah, look, yeah. I don't know. You know, with this show, you never know. They don't. They say the bread's claggy though, and guess what? It needed more proving.
Guys, proving. It's all in the proving. It's bread week. Come on, provers. But
Prover.
yeah, what's her bun says claggy a lot. This is where she enters her claggy phase. She's like claggy, 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 cloggy, claggy.
I'm in my claggy era.
Clog. Yeah.
Nadia's looks beautiful. This is her marriage ghetto, her sweetbread marriage ghetto. Although I seem to remember from this side it looked a little jankier, but from above, which we have in a photo. Shout out to our note taker who put photos in our notes.
Truly. Oh my God.
That's why we have why we have
helpful.
such. If we didn't have these photos, we'd be like, I think it looked good.
This would have been a 10-minute recap, that's for sure. But yeah, being able to look at it like this is crazy. This looks really, really beautiful. It's a different shape than the other ones. It has the actual cake from above looks like a flower, just how it's shaped with all the petals. She made all the flowers she made with her circle cutter. Even though Paul probably is resentful of the idea, look beautiful. They look like real roses. They look so pretty.
Yeah, and she's put some sort of like raspberry, like creme mousseline in the middle, and Paul like gets on his fingers. She's like, "Oh, by the way, that won't come off your fingers." So apparently, it's a real sticking point for my boyfriend. It's like every time I touch your body, I get stained, and I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm a baker," and I know we've had a lot of counseling.
That's why I won't marry you, love. Stop with the red fingers. Come on.
Stop
Work it
using
out.
so much dye and garlic.
I keep getting Nadia confused. I'm getting the names confused still because it's our first time recapping it. But okay, so then we go over to Boyman.
Hers looks great. It's very refined, actually. It's like a very understated wedding cake. It looked lovely. It looks very lovely, and they really like it. There's a really strong coconut flavor. There's cherries. It's actually, it's a very, very successful bread tower for her.
Yeah. What a successful bread tower you did. You know what? I'm so proud of you. Everybody loves a bread tower now. Come on. All right, next we go to our wonderful time of the year, pre-Halloween cake. Let's check it out, shall we?
It's a little strange looking. I'm not gonna lie. It's like just a stack of strange colored breads. The bottom one, when it came out, actually looked very lovely, but now it's stacked and cracked, and there's like the turnips are all sad. But then there's also whimsical like moons and stars and clouds. And then there's like some attempt at a bonfire at the top. It's just a strange one.
I think this looks really nice actually for what he's going for. I mean, it does look like a Halloween cake to me. I think the bonfire thing is just it's like tilting, so it makes the bread look like it's lopsided. A lot of this is just like the decorations are making things look lopsided, I think. It's like pulling your vision in a weird way. But I mean, I like this one.
Well, unfortunately, it has a lot of issues because Paul says it's underbaked sadly. It's like, oh, really? It's like, as in you underbaked it in a very sad way. It's underbaked sadly.
I would love if you could find a way to be more charismatic in your failures, honestly.
And guess what? It's certainly underproved. Way to go. Didn't do the one thing I ask of you is prove your bread.
Way to prove my point, underprover. I believed in you, Mullet. I've been fighting for you, Mullet.
Prude, you got something to add to it? You'd like to use your new favorite buzzword? Claggy.
Claggy, sorry.
Claggy.
I thought you were referring to sloppy holes, which is what I've said a lot in this episode as well.
There was talk in the donut part where someone was saying, I think it was Aaron, who's coming up now about like he's like I don't have preference about hole size. Okay.
That's what they all say. Okay, so here we go to Aaron's Flowers in Paradise sweetbread. This one we don't even really see very well. It's just covered in flowers. It's like the whole thing is flowers.
Gorgeous. This one to me, I was like, this one should have been 1-star baker. It was absolutely beautiful. It also had a really like heartfelt message behind it, a story behind it. They seemed to really love the way it tasted. This was just, it was wonderful. It was really so nice. And, Paul and Prue said it was like, Paul was like, what a great tribute. Well done. And by the way, thanks for proving it. So Mullet, did you hear me say that in the background? No, in the back. Did you hear me say proving? That's what you're supposed to be doing. Stupid.
Mullet failure. Okay, so here's my question about this. Again, are these real flowers? Because
these I don't think are real. I don't think these are real.
Well, but look, let me show you another angle of this picture because it's like crazy. Hold on. Close window.
No, those are not real. Look at this. It's poppy seeds. They put poppy seeds in the center. No, those are not real. I'm telling you this right now.
But some of them, look, let me show you. I think some of them are like some of them are candy, or like the ones up here are icing, but these ones are not icing. Look how they're all floppy. These roses and things. I think these are real plastic flowers. You know what I mean?
I think you've been
non-edible.
Really? I think you've been fooled. I think you've been fooled by big flower, the big flower industry.
Well, it's rough to fool me, pull one over on me, but they've done it. Okay, so they all think it's astonishing, and so he's gonna cry. But this time it's like a good one. It's a good cry.
It's an earned cry.
Yeah, it's an earned cry. Yeah. So people hug him and stuff because it's that show. He's not told to shut up and cry outside like Nina would probably tell him on Project Runway. And I love when people cry on Project Runway. Nina just squints her eyes and nods like, okay. Can I go on a cigarette break for this part?
Project Runway, which is still abysmal this season, I'd like to add.
Yeah, you turned me off of that. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah,
but I've seen a lot of the clothes online that they're posting. People posting the Reddit thread about it, and I'm like, oh, not.
Yeah, they
great.
did it. Yeah. They've improved a little bit in terms of like the clothing they've made, but like the reality showness of it all is just so contrived now, and they get into these stupid fights and they make them like go after each other in a way that's just so not the spirit of the show. Like I'm like embarrassed for the producers who have ruined Project Runway, but of course I'm still watching it. Anyway, now they're judging, and the question is, did Poi Man do enough to save herself? Because she's sort of the comeback kid, and she did a really good, showstopper, but she really flopped hardcore in the first two challenges. So now it's time.
She's out. They get rid of her.
She's out. They get rid of her. Who's the star baker? Is it? Oh, it's Jasmine. Yeah, Jasmine killed it this week. So Jasmine star baker. Poi Man is done, and Mullet lives to see another week.
Yeah, Mullet lives to mullet on, so God bless his heart. So that's it for the Great British Baking Show. Nice 2-hour recap there for you.
Practically 3 hours because we did the cast preview right before this and turned into a bonus episode.
Yeah. We were like, we love British Bake Off. That'll be a great, easy day for us. It's like 10 hours later. But it was easy as far as talking about it. It was super fun to talk about with you. Let us know in the comments what you guys want us to taste test next time.
Yeah, we're having fun. We want to just sample different things and just watch TV and talk about it. Thanks to everyone for being here. Yeah, sample platter. Thanks everyone for being here, and we will catch you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.